Basky. Welcome to the Tunnel of Basketball and Hockey Podcast. I am your host, Adam Hess, and with me, as always, he can see the Petrova line without infrared. It's Tyler Karkara. Tyler, how are you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful. Cinema's back. Basketball's back. Actually, I say basketball's back, but honestly, a lot of the Letterboxd games we picked were dog shit this week.
Yeah, not a great week.
Yeah, not great. But hey, baseball's back. That's cool. I guess I'll check in August.
Yeah, yesterday I was walking back from the store, and I saw tons of people walking around with Cubs gear, and I went, "Oh, I guess baseball started."
Good stuff.
I live near Wrigley, so everyone was just flocking the opposite way from me while I make sure I never go to Clark Street ever for any reason.
Yeah, it would take me like 8 hours to go 3 miles to get to Dodger Stadium.
Okay,
they were like, "What if we put Dodger Stadium as on top of a hill? It's the shining beacon on a hill, Dodger Stadium, and also so you can only drive up the hill and park in the parking lot for $1,000. You're paying to sit in traffic, essentially."
What's the most convenient sport game to go to in LA?
In LA, I mean, it depends on where you live. It really does. If you live,
for instance, if you live in Dodger,
if you live on the west side, on the west side, it's really not that bad to get to SoFi and Inglewood and go to a Clippers game or whatever, because the 405's right there. It takes a while to get on the highway or whatever, but it's not that far. But say you live where I live, the most convenient game for me is probably Staples. Probably to see like Lakers.
And so you go to a lot of Lakers games as a result?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's super affordable and easy to get to.
See, if you were in Chicago, we'd be banging out some Bulls games. The other day, I just popped open my app to check, and it was like Bulls Sixers. It was someone from the Eastern Conference. It was like game time, like 15 minutes before tip, $25. Get in the door.
Ooh, very nice. Yeah, not the case here. I have not been to a Lakers game. Usually very expensive. I also work at night, so usually playing while I'm working. So,
do you think if you went to a Lakers game though, and you met like Jack Nicholson and Michael Bay, you'd be like on a Hollywood film set tomorrow? I
mean, I met Michael Bay once at the restaurant. I've told you that, right?
Yeah. Has that led to any additional film opportunities for you?
No, he just told me to. He called me boy. Well, no, he didn't do that. He was an asshole, but that was the energy radiating off of Michael Bay.
Did he transform into a car when he was leaving?
Yeah. Fetch me more water, boy.
I do have to say, for whatever jokes you want to make about Transformers, it is one of the elite film noises, the transforming noise.
It really is. Yeah. Well, but they stole it from the cartoon. It's not.
Is that
Michael
the same
Bay
noise from the cartoon? I've never watched the cartoon.
It's like zhuzhed up in the live action movies to make to add like clicks and gears and stuff. But like the wah 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 wah. That's from the cartoon.
What was I watching the other day that had like an homage song in it, and whoever I was watching with it lost their mind. They're like, "This is so cool," and I didn't get the homage at all. Here's the problem: I consume a lot of pop culture, but I never get homages, and I don't know where the disconnect is. But every time that something's like, "It's referencing this," I'm like, "Yep, straight over my head, missed it completely."
You got to start watching old movies, dog. I just watched a movie the other day that Scorsese just ripped a whole scene from for Killers of the Flower Moon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you got to watch. I know where the Powell and Pressburger. I know where I'm going.
You and the fucking Archers, man.
I didn't mean to bring them up 2 pods in a row. It just happened naturally.
2 pods
in a row. I know where I'm going. There's a scene,
16 straight days in a
Killers
row.
of Flower Moon. The Killers of Flower Moon. There's the wedding scene, and it starts on their feet, and everyone's like dancing, and you move through the party. There's that exact scene happens in I Know Where I'm Going.
I was watching a documentary on Terry Gilliam trying to make the man who killed Don Quixote, or in the early 2000s.
Lost in La Mancha.
Yeah.
Pretty good documentary.
Yeah, pretty good. It's the 3rd best documentary I've watched recently about someone trying to make a film they didn't make.
Yeah, I saw you rip off a couple.
Yeah, it's a good run. It's a good run. I'm running out. I still got. I can still watch the Werner Herzog one where he goes.
Yeah, you got. I was gonna say The Burden of Dreams.
But that's about the last one I have in this kind of lineage of
that one's
directors.
The actual good one because it's about a guy who wants to make a movie about how hard it was to pull a boat over a mountain. And the documentary is about how to make the movie about how hard it is to pull a boat over a mountain. They decided to pull a boat over a mountain the same way.
Werner Herzog just has great artist energy where they're like, hey, Werner, just, we can fake this. Like we can We can make it look like you're pulling a boat over a mountain, but really it'll just be like on a track that we can lay down. We can have it pulled up by 2 guys. He's like, no, it will not be the art if we do not have the struggle. People must die. People must bleed.
And you know what sucks? Fitzcarraldo is like fine.
Yeah, I was thinking about watching Fitzcarraldo before I watch it, but I'm definitely at some point going to rip off those 2 movies. Although I still have to watch Steel Magnolias, which no one that's listening to this podcast cares about, but I do have to watch Steel Magnolias.
I'm listening to this podcast, Adam. Hey, future Tyler. Maybe you're listening back to see how well you potted. I don't always do that. Sometimes I do. You care. I'm just giving my future self a shout out for when I listen because I care. I care now. I don't care then.
I should start doing that too because I have to listen to these podcasts so many fucking times.
Hey, Adam, remember to buy milk.
Yeah. Well, we are in fact not a Werner Herzog podcast. Although, if the people want that, leave a comment below telling us to become a Werner Herzog podcast, and that's what we'll do. We'll call it Blank Check.
We'll call it. I was gonna make a Grizzly Man joke, but that would just be Podcast Man.
We are in fact a basketball podcast, and
basketball.
It is some people's favorite sport. They like the way they dribbles up and down the court.
Is that what we're calling the bleachers now? Baseball for baskets, so it's a basketball now. I don't understand.
Yeah, you see, it's a sport invented by Canadians, and it's the only sport invented by Canadians.
That's so they say.
Yeah, so they say. There's a lot of stuff that happened on court recently that we get into, but there's a lot more that happened off the court that could affect the very future of this league. For starters, Tyler, did you see just this very day a report leaked from Shams Charania of ESPN about the 3 different anti-tanking proposals to change the draft lottery that have been submitted?
I have not seen that today.
Well, then I will go through the 3 proposals for you, and I want to get your vote. If you were, say, Matt Ishbia.
James Dolan. Oh, okay.
James Dolan. You, in some ways, you are the James Dolan of podcasts.
Yeah, I have a jazz band.
We call you TC in the straight shots. Proposal 1. The, as it's being called, 18-team lottery odds system. The participants are the 18 teams, the 10 teams with the worst record in the league, and the other teams who make the play-in. So the 10 teams who do not make the play-in, plus the 4 teams from each conference that do make the play-in. The way it's structured is the bottom 10 teams each receive an equal 8% chance for the top pick. The remaining 20% of the odds are split among the 8 play-in teams with odds descending based on their standings. All 18 spots in the lottery would be judged by this system. So they would draw every single one of the 18 spots. Proposal number 2. The 22-team lottery with 2-year record-weighted odds. This incorporates both the WNBA system and an expansion of the NBA current odds. The participants, 22 teams, the bottom 10, the 8 play-in teams, and the 4 teams that lose in the first round of the playoffs. The lottery rankings are determined by the team's record across 2 seasons, like the WNBA system, and to discourage a single-season tank, there is a minimum win total floor at 20 wins, in which a team's record will adjust upwards to the floor. So if a team wins 13 games, they are treated as if they won 20 for the sake of the odds.
Okay.
And if over the course of 2 seasons, a team wins 30 games and the next season they win 13, their odds will be set like they won 25 over an average of 25.
Okay, I'm with you. Gotcha.
Only the top 4 picks will be drawn via lottery in this one, just like the system we have now. So the worst odd can only drop to the 4th best odds. And finally, the 3rd proposal, the 5x5 method. 18 teams, just like the first proposal, bottom 10 and the 8 in the play-in. A 2-stage lottery. First, a lottery is held for the top 5 picks, with the 5 worst teams having the equal odds at the number 1 pick. Second, a separate lottery is held for the remaining 13 teams. If one of the first or 5 worst teams falls out of the top 5 of the first lottery, they are protected from falling further than the 10th pick in the second lottery.
Okay.
I don't know how that works. 'Cause, like, they have they have the. Here's my thing with this. The second one that I couldn't find an answer to, or the third one. If the 5 worst teams have a lottery, is it only for 4 picks? Is it only for the first pick?
Yeah. Okay. Here's my base. Here's my basic thing. In 2 and 3,
Uh-huh.
you can still there's still advantages to being the worst team in the league.
Yes.
That can't be the case. Otherwise, like with 2 and 3, I envision tanking continuing, and everyone just being annoyed at how confusing things are. I think the first one is probably the only one I hear that would genuinely discourage tanking.
Yeah, I like the first one. My problem with the second one, like I like the 2-year weighted idea, but
I don't. You know why? Because people just tank for 2 years.
Yeah.
That's what people are going to do.
But or you tank for 2 years and then you're fine being good in your third year because you already had such a dog shit season the previous year. But anyways, the thing I don't like about that is how does the waiting up to 20 wins affect anything? Okay, now the Wizards don't care if they win 3 or 15 games. It's the same to them.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I just none of those ideas are going to stop. So just quickly to walk through them. The first one, I think the first one is probably the one that would discourage tanking the most.
Yep. So just to
I
reiterate,
like the idea of
home,
including the play-in teams in the lottery.
Me too. I do like that a lot. Because it encourages people to fight for the play-in or not.
Yeah,
not
it'll move the
play-in.
teams that are like have the 8th worst record to fight. To get in.
To recap for people at home, the first one is the one we're talking about, where the bottom 10 teams each have an 8% chance at the top pick, and the remaining 20% of the odds are split among the 8 play-in teams.
Yes. The second one, like I said, if all you're doing basically is like it's extended over 2 years, I'd be like, then people are just gonna be bad for 2 years. Like the Jazz have been tanking for 4 or 5 years now, like 4 years. That's not going to discourage them.
Yeah.
They'll just be like, great, we'll win 13 games 2 years in a row.
And once again, it is nice that this includes the play-in teams and also the 4 teams that lose in the first round of the playoffs. But like only the top 4 picks being drawn via lottery changes so little. Like, okay, then you just need to be one of the 4 worst teams.
Well, the other thing about that one is that hurts teams that are tearing it down. Like, say you're like, dang, we had to trade our best player or whatever, and we won 50 games last year, but we lost in the first round of the playoffs, and we just kind of want to blow it up.
Yeah.
I guess it would discourage teams from blowing it up, but I don't know. The third one, I think, is the worst option because it sounds like it doesn't do anything.
It also, like...
If the top 5 teams are all in their own little separate lottery with a higher chance to get a top pick, I don't know whether it's a guaranteed top 5 or it's just for the first pick or whatever you said.
Yeah.
But if we have the worst record, if we have a bottom 5 record, we will get a higher chance at the top pick, then people are going to do that. Yes.
And also, like, the third version, the 5x5, which almost definitely seems like what's going to win because it's the NBA. The other problem with that is that the NBA has a complication problem where it's like getting into F1, where F1 has like a ceiling to how popular it's ever going to get, because a lot of people are like, well, you can just get into it and be like, I enjoy the racing or I enjoy the show, but like there's a depth of into F1 you can get if you don't understand engineering and aero and fucking push to pass and front wings opening and side pods. The NBA is getting to that level too with all their front office stuff where it's like, yeah, people could be like, I like watching people shoot basketballs, but your fan base isn't going to be as dedicated when there's such a barrier to entry as soon as you have to be like, okay, yeah, well, there's also the salary cap, but you can go past the salary cap and then there's a luxury tax and then there's a second apron to the luxury tax, and that's when we get into the real hard stuff. And pick protections, which are a problem, and then this 5x5 lottery system, like you're just like, at a certain point people are going to go, fuck it, I'm just coming back to watching football where people just hit each other and whoever wins the most games gets the Super Bowl.
The NFL really nailed simplicity. Yeah. It's like there are not that many games. The draft is just the set order. And because there are not that many games, the draft being set order is fine because until halfway through the season, you don't know whether you're out of it or not.
Right.
I think the lottery in general, it's like, listen, is there tanking in the NFL? Absolutely. But it's usually like the top 3 guys.
Yeah. And it's not rampant because even if it was the same percentage of the season, like even if a team tanks for 50% of the season, it's 7 games, not 41.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so what they need to do is make the NBA season 20 games long.
A 16-game NBA season. Oh my
Yeah,
god,
wouldn't
that'd
that
be
be
fucking
good, though?
appointment television.
Once a week, game a week.
I do
Just
like
saying.
how across like every other sport, they're like, all right, how do we figure out how we make sure every team plays every other team in each individual season? Football goes, nah. Some teams
You
only
just-
gonna play once every 4 years. You're never gonna see them again.
Yeah, it's funny. Like, I can't remember the last time the Bears played the Broncos. Like, I genuinely can't remember it in my
That's a
lifetime.
good call, 'cause
I'm sure it's happened.
It must have not been, especially in Chicago, must not have been for a while because notably my dad is a
Yeah.
huge Broncos fan, and I would go to that game if it was happening
Exactly.
in Chicago, and I have never been to a game at Soldier Field.
That's right. I'm sure they played them during the Jay Cutler revenge game happened, right? Man.
I don't even think Jay Cutler could get all the way through saying revenge before he goes, just forget it. He'd be like,
Bottom
never
five,
mind, who cares?
bottom 5 revenge games. Jay Cutler revenge game. Jonathan Kuminga
Kuminga.
revenge game.
We'll get to that later. All right, so firmly your votes for the first proposal, the 18-team lottery with weighted play-in odds.
I think that's the only one that works because the bottom 10 all have equal odds, and if that's the case, you just can't have the best odds. You just can't. If a true lottery, either either it needs to be no lottery or it needs to be true, like whatever. Like if you're in the lottery, you're in the lottery. You can't encourage teams to win 15 games,
Yeah.
But if you won 30 games, then you have the same odds, then maybe you do that,
And the NBA keeps doing this thing where they're just putting Band-Aids, top of Band-Aids, top of Band-Aids, and they're going, eventually it'll work. Like,
Yeah,
okay,
it's the old lady that swallowed the fly at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a scale with 2 sides on it, and you just need to figure out which one of these you care about more. One side's tanking, and the other side's an NBA draft. You can get rid of the NBA draft and get rid of tanking, or you can have tanking and have an NBA draft.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, the real reason the NFL doesn't have a tanking problem is because no one player can change the fate of a team.
Right.
But in the NBA, last week I said this, in the NBA, a single player can come into the league and break the game of basketball, like Victor Wembanyama, and people at the end of the day are going to tank for that because you can't win. You can't draft, 9th every year. If you drafted 9th every year in the NFL for a couple years in a row, you'd have a stacked roster, like 9th in the NBA, like you're screwed. It's over. You're not getting a star. It's like probably once every 3 years we get a star outside of the top 5.
Oh my God. And
right?
if that, I mean, like,
and they're usually like slow growers too. It's usually not until they're like 5th year in the league that they burst out as like a true star, like SGA or Jokic.
Yeah, and that's the exact example people will go to is SGA, Jokic, Curry, but for every
needle
MVP,
in a haystack, dude.
Yeah, because you could point to the MVPs and say, well, that guy was drafted outside the top, but then you look at the generational players. It's like Kobe went 1, LeBron went 1, Jordan went 1, or Jordan went 2 or 3.
He
or
went
something,
3.
But, yeah,
It was Hakeem, Sam Bowie, Jordan.
I think I always forget Sam Bowie. I remember Hakeem went before him, but
Yeah. Everyone forgets poor Sam Bowie. Good career. Good long NBA career on Sam Bowie.
playing basketball in the NBA, or was he just like sewing numbers onto the back of jerseys really well?
Let's see. Let's take a look at his basketball reference.
Yeah, and if you could, while you're doing that, if you could do me a favor and give me every Sam Bowie nickname that's listed on Basketball Reference, I'd appreciate that.
Sam Bowie, white guy. Don't know if I knew that.
Really? With the name like
Yeah.
Sam Bowie?
I don't know. It's the 80s. Everybody had random names. Michael Jordan could be a white guy.
That's
we only
true.
think of it.
Well, the two most notable Michael Jordans are both black, so.
Sam Bowie played 10 years in the NBA. His career averages, whereas he averaged a career 11, 7, and 2. That was his slash line.
Not bad, honestly.
Pretty good. 7'1".
You got
Didn't know he
nicknames
was
on
a
there?
center. What's that?
You got any nicknames on there?
Oh, good call. Nope.
No nicknames? Should we give him a nickname and see if we can get it on Basketball Reference?
Oh, that's a great call. What do we call him? It's got to be something about how
Bowie knife.
the Bowie, yeah, the Bowie knife is good.
What's slightly before a goat? Kid? We could just call him Kid, because he went before Jordan.
Yeah, the Lamb.
The lamb. The lamb's not
sacrificial
bad.
lamb. Wait, what's the? Wait, no, maybe it's biblical. Who's the? Oh God, what is it? You know when they had to sacrifice the kid? What is that? There's like a name for that in biblical
Abraham?
terms.
Sacrifice the
Abraham sacrificed his son. Had to sacrifice his son, but there's like a name for that test. In like this is like very like I went to Catholic. This is like
Bible.
like a theology thing.
Taking the Abraham test, questions we need to answer. All right. The test of Abraham. Did Abraham pass the test? Genesis 22, testing the faith. Testing and faith William. William? Who the fuck's Will? Oh, William Tennant School of Theology. Okay, that makes sense.
Maybe I'm wrong. Like there's a lot of weird words specific to religion, like hagiography, where it's like that's
not a real word.
Hagiography is just it's a biography, but specifically for a saint.
Huh. You
Yeah,
really
so if
did
you
go
tell
to
it's
Catholic
talking-
school.
Yeah, dude.
I went to public school, so I can't spell anything, as you're familiar with, because most of our communication's in a group chat over text.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think
Anyway.
I think right now we go with the lamb Sam Bowie.
The lamb, yeah. I like
And
that.
if we think of anything better in the interim, we'll update the people.
I'll email Basketball Reference right now.
Yeah.
You can put anything on the movie database and get it on Letterboxd, right? Speaking of putting nicknames on Basketball Reference.
Should we do that? Should that be a thing we do? Can that get us like what if we start putting all of the Baskies on IMDb and then logging them on Letterboxd?
Some podcasts are on IMDb.
That's what I'm saying, man.
The best thing is podcasts are normally under the category of TV, so then it doesn't count. You have to put them on individually.
Yeah. What if I just put all of Basky in as one unit and it's like
it's like
an
an 8 million minute long movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Anyways, in other news with the NBA, the league that once the Lamb Sam Bowie played for, the Players Union wants the NBA to get rid of the 65 game rule for eligibility for awards.
Oh, thank God.
What lasted longer, like in terms of pop culture relevancy, Katy Perry or the 65 game rules approval
Sounds
rating?
like Katy Perry to me.
Yeah. Is she still relevant? Is she married to Russell Brand?
Is she still married to Russell Brand?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
This is easily Googleable.
Check
I
Basketball
know
Reference, see
Google
if she's on there.
sucks now, but yeah.
But the statement that came out was they said Kate Cunningham's potential ineligibility for postseason awards after a career-defining season is a clear indictment of the 65-game rule.
What?
And yet another example of why it must be abolished or reformed to create an exception for significant injuries. Since its
I'm sorry,
implementation,
Adam. I'm
far
sorry.
too
I'm
many
sorry to
deserving
cut you
players.
off. Did you know that she's dating? First of all, she divorced Russell Brand in 2012. She's currently dating Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I said. I had to cut you off because that's crazy. Oh man, that's wild.
I think that if you had given me a multiple choice quiz with 4 answers on there and one of them had been Justin Trudeau, that would have been the 4th answer I had.
I would have been like, that's silly.
You could have been like Pee Wee Herman, and I'm like, I guess it's more likely than Justin Trudeau.
Yeah, a lot of interesting relationships out there these days. Or you're just like,
Good analysis.
That's crazy.
A lot of interesting relationships out there. And yet everyone just wants to talk about Timothée Chalamet and whatever Jenner he's dating. Or Lewis Hamilton and
is it
whatever
Kylie or
Kardashian.
Kendall? I don't actually know.
I know Lewis Hamilton's dating Kim.
I do know that. Yeah. It's giving giving him energy, and you know what? It's working. keep going, Lewis.
Could be happier for him.
Lewis requires a good home life to succeed on the track.
If he was just a little bit taller, he could be a director currently winning an Oscar. But the Players Union wants to get rid of the 65
What's
game
Lewis
rule.
Hamilton's 40 time?
Is he in a car or out of a car?
Out of a car. It can't be.
Yeah. He's over 5 seconds. Come on. Look at how short his little legs are.
Do you think who has the fastest 40 time on the grid? We can't do this. We have to talk about basketball.
Wait, once again, in a car or out of a car?
Out of a car. Because obviously
fastest,
George Russell is the fastest, or the Ferrari actually. They have the best start this year. So
fastest 40 time on the grid.
Valtteri Bottas does like a lot of cycling.
I was gonna say Botas just because he's got like the energy of like a Mike linebacker who shows up and somehow runs like a 4.65, and we're all like,
Yeah,
what
he's
the
Sonny
fuck?
Styles.
Yeah, yeah. My God, leaps 16 feet in the air.
You know who's is sneaky? You know, sneaky Lance Stroll, because he wanted to play tennis, not
Just
F1.
imagine him throwing a face like, Dad, I don't want to race cars. I want to play tennis.
That's Lance Stroll's entire energy. Is a guy
is.
who's like his dad forced him to be an F1 driver instead of playing tennis. That's his entire personality. It's that guy.
He wanted to be Roger Federer, and now he just has to be Senna instead.
He probably would have been as good at tennis as he is at F1. You know.
So really good, you're saying? One of the top 5 all time. Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say like top 50 in the world probably currently.
Yeah.
Lance Stroll easily a top 50 F1 driver.
Yeah. I'm firmly in the top 50.
Firmly in the top 50. For those of you who don't know, there's only 22 cars on the grid. That's like saying top 64 NFL quarterback.
Yeah. But the Players Union wants to get rid of the 65 game rule. I'm old enough to remember when everyone was like, we can't give the MVP to Joel Embiid. He only played 59 games, and they gave the MVP to him, and Bill Simmons was big mad. And now we're all like, 65 game rule is ruining basketball.
Nikola Jokic won't win the MVP because he's only played 64 games.
I will say, for what it's worth, the 65 game rule is ruining all NBA this year.
Oh, yeah. All NBA is way worse.
Yeah, Cade's not going to make it. Ant Edwards might not make it. Kawhi might not make it.
SGA is going to cross 65 games this year.
SGA is going to make it, yeah.
And we'll just give it to him, and it'll be fine.
If Wemby misses 2 more games, he won't make it. There's
Yeah.
if Wemby turns an ankle, and suddenly
Not that
all
hard to
NBA,
do, you know?
he's mostly ankle.
He's almost all entirely ankle, yeah.
Suddenly Sengun's on one of the 3 all NBA teams. So
Yeah.
are we ready for that?
Tough.
We
Are
ready
you ready
for
for
that?
that world?
We ready for a
Sengun
Jalen
world?
Johnson, Alfred
It's like it's
Sengun,
2006
all
again.
NBA 3? Yeah. So what do you think?
Yeah,
Get rid of the 65 game rule. Keep the 65 game rule. Should we trust voters that they won't vote for players who play 40 games, but it's a really good 40 games?
Could I pitch something about the NBA in general?
I would say you can pitch anything you want, buddy.
Go back to the 1995 CBA.
Okay. So you want
Go
to
back.
elaborate?
Just you change the draft rules to exactly what they were then.
Okay.
You change, player eligibility rules to exactly what they were then. You change the cap restriction rules to exactly what they were then. Probably with some inflated cap numbers because of inflation. And there you go. I just solved all your problems.
There you go.
We didn't, when Michael Jordan was on the court, we weren't talking about salary caps, okay? That's Stephen A. Smith. Listen, the NBA is too complicated. Like, it's getting to the point where, like, I can't enjoy the NBA anymore. It's really getting to that point. And I'm the king of I know everything about the sport I'm watching guy.
Right.
And it's just getting to this position of, like, it feels like I'm watching, like, European soccer leagues where they're like, well, this is the Bleblo. This is the Bleblo Cup, and this is like the 4th most important tournament on the calendar.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I have no reference for what is important. And
you're like
what's
following
good and what's
a
not
team,
good.
and you get an alert that's like, oh, this team's playing in 30 minutes. You turn the game on, and it's like, Manchester United is playing Scottsdale, Arizona, a team that exists only in Ireland. And I'm like,
and this
wait,
is
why
a
are they
round
playing
robin, you know, and you're like, and this is a part of the round robin tournament, and none of the starters are playing, and you're like,
it's been 8 minutes, and Man City's up 9 goals. What's happening? And they're like, this is part of the LGBTQ Cup.
Yeah, exactly. Like, the reason the NFL is slowly taking over everything, and obviously hasn't taken over the world, that's just America.
Right. The important
reason the NFL took over. Yeah, exactly. The NFL encroaching on foreign nations, as only Americans can.
Can't wait for their game in the Hormuz Strait next year.
It's going to be sick. It's where Tua wants to play. Yeah, he said right after Jerusalem, the Hormuz Strait. Yeah, it's like it's just simplicity, man. Like, it's like the game of football is extremely complicated.
Right.
like it's really fun to argue about football, the game itself, and then everything around football is extremely straightforward.
Right.
Like that's really the winning formula is you want a complicated sport product that people can argue about and a simple structure to the sport.
Yes.
You know, make it easy to watch, make it easy to follow, you know, from a tracking perspective. So the NBA is kind of the opposite these days.
We aren't being the change we want to see in the world. We've spent 31 minutes of a podcast so far talking about how they're changing the lottery rules and the players union wanting to remove an arbitrary games restriction on all NBA.
Well, half the games sucked. What do you want to talk about? You want me to talk about Luke Kennard's game winner? Do you really want me to go talk about the Orlando Magic and how they should be investigated for insider trading?
We had like 3 really good games over the weekend with the Timberwolves Julius Randle's comeback in overtime.
Yeah. We had the one Suns Spurs game that was good.
Yeah, well, and we also had we didn't have it, but Denver Dallas was a lot of fun because for some reason Dallas hung around. We had the cadeless, as noted by the Players Union, Pistons against the Hawks, and we had OKC Boston, which was also on our Letterboxd list. But yeah, you know, we're in the weird doldrums where like there's a ton of teams tanking and.
It's post All-Star break. This should be the most
injured.
exciting time of the calendar for the regular season. And this is the least energy I've had to talk about basketball in basically the whole year.
It's big injury issues right now. I think it's the problem too. Like half the fun players in the league are hurt.
Yeah. I mean, we just need to cut the league. This is the issue is I feel like that everyone wants to cut. They're like games should be shorter. Like there should be fewer games. But, like, do people actually want that? Because do the players actually want that? I feel like there's, like, this underlying thing of, like, well, if you get rid of the games, it's because this generation's soft. They can't play 82 games or whatever. And it's like the granny shot 3 where everyone – or granny shot free throw where everyone agrees, like, this is the best way to do it, but people refuse to do it.
That's also, like, it's never going to get reduced down by any games, like an immeasurable amount, because – then also it's going to make talking about like it's going to make records unattainable too, and players don't want that.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. You're never going to reach all-time records anymore.
SGA or Luka, it wants to be the guy who like scores the most points in a season or something like that, right? Or has, you know, a chance at one of LeBron's preposterous career-long records. But if we reduce the season to 65 games. And a podcaster can say all you want, like, oh, we'll just switch to rate metrics. We'll be like this many points per game, this many rebounds per game, this many points per 48, this many points per 100. People hate rate metrics, man.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They like big number go up.
Yeah. You ever notice how no one has ever talked about the NFL record for most passing yards per game over the course of a career?
Who has that? You want to break me off that one?
I'm going to go ahead and guess it is Gronkowski. Because I'm sure at some point he threw a Hail Mary that was completed or something. Taysom Hill. I'm going to go Taysom Hill.
All right, I'm Googling it. I'm Googling it right now. I'll tell you what is a quarterback currently in the NFL.
Quarterback currently in the NFL. Is it Stafford?
It is not Stafford. Matthew Stafford is 6th.
6th. Okay, is the quarterback currently in the NFL, is it like a low games barrier thing? Like they haven't played a lot of games?
No. It's definitely the most obvious answer.
It's Rodgers?
No.
Who is it?
But Mahomes.
Oh.
285 per game.
He doesn't
Drew
throw a lot
Brees is number 2 at 280.
Yeah. And where's Bo Nix?
Just scrolling. Let me take a look. I'm still scrolling. Still scrolling. He's below Trubisky, below Jacoby Brissett. I can't find him. Shout out Andrew Luck at number 3.
Damn. You think that number's ever going to go down? You think he's going to come back, play one more game for like 115 yards?
Yeah, I'm trying to find like a funny one, but I think they might
have already corrected.
Yeah. Oh, number 29, Sam Bradford.
The glass man himself.
Yeah, number 30, Tua.
Tua makes sense. Tua's had some like outrageous numbers games. Because,
This isn't a basketball. We have to talk about basketball. We can't talk about NFL passing yards per game.
well, on track with our whole not actually talking about basketball, talking about basketball thing. The NBA owners have approved a measure to investigate expansion in Seattle and Vegas.
I'm with Bill Simmons. Why Vegas? I get like there's a lot of people in town periodically
Money.
for conferences and stuff.
Because Vegas keeps throwing money at stuff, and everyone likes to go to Vegas, and summer league's in Vegas.
What what city would you rather it be than Vegas?
Virginia Beach.
Yeah, Myrtle Beach.
I'm a homer, man. I want if they moved a basketball team to Virginia Beach, my allegiances would at the very least be split from then on.
That's interesting. I'm trying to think of sports about cities that have like NFL teams that don't have
Vancouver?
basketball.
Green Bay.
Oh, we should bring back Vancouver.
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
Vancouver,
Seattle's obvious. but
Baltimore. Not
Baltimore's
Baltimore.
not a bad one. I mean, like
They've got a baseball team and a football team.
yeah, and the baseball team's good. I don't know. I don't watch baseball. How are the Orioles?
I don't
Yeah,
watch
yeah.
baseball.
There you go.
I think they're not bad.
We could put a second team in New York.
That's a good joke.
Thanks.
Buffalo. Big
Buffalo's
wreck,
yeah, call them the Braves. Bring that whole thing back. Yeah, that's not
that'd
a
be
bad
great. Yeah,
one. But like
love
Buffalo,
that.
like have you been to Buffalo?
Not since I was very young.
It does not feel like a basketball city.
It does
No.
not.
It
But
very
also,
much
the funny
feels like
thing
a hockey
about
city.
basketball is it's a cult. Wasn't it invented in Buffalo or something? It was invented in Canada because it's an
invented in
indoor
Canada.
sport you can play in the winter.
Yeah, they have one of those there that people really like in the Sabres.
Yeah.
Rhode Island. There's no professional teams in Rhode Island, right?
Yeah, Providence. Yeah. I've been to Providence. Been to Rhode Island. It's
I think I
fine.
drove through. Why would I have driven through Rhode Island? I must have never been to Rhode Island before. I have a
took the
distinct memory.
train from Boston to see a concert there.
Let me guess. Bruce Springsteen.
No, it was not Bruce Springsteen. It was Young the Giant.
Oh, not bad.
It was someone who would go to Rhode Island, but for whatever reason miss Boston. I think Springsteen would hit Boston and miss Rhode Island. You know.
I think that's probably correct. Is that Springsteen would probably go to Boston.
Yeah.
Him and Jeremy Allen White.
Jeremy Allen White.
A movie that
The
no one will
voice
remember by the
of-
time that you hear this podcast.
Jeremy Allen White, the voice of. He's a voice in an upcoming movie, and it's kind of weird that he's the voice in the movie.
Yeah, not a guy I think of as the voice of anything.
What is God? It's something
Is-
silly.
Is Jeremy Allen White going to happen at some point?
Stop trying to make Jeremy Allen White happen. You know. I think he's just a TV actor. That's what
Yeah,
I've decided.
he had Iron Claw. He was in a supporting role in that.
That's right. He's the voice of Rhoda the Hutt in Mandalorian and Grogu.
Jesus.
He's the voice of the Hutt that has abs.
Hey, would it bother you if I just go see that movie having not watched Andor or Mandalorian
Oh, it has nothing to do with Andor.
or the Star Wars movies after 7?
I think it
Or
would be
Rogue
really
One.
funny. I would be very into it. I would want to hear your take. You know,
Well, I'll do that then. I'll go see Mandalorian and Grogu in theaters.
yeah,
I'm also like a noted Pedro Pascal hater, so
God, why
every time-
can't we get good Star Wars movies anymore?
every time
It
that he
shouldn't
takes
be
off the
that
mask.
hard. It's Star
Hey,
Wars.
Phil Lord and Chris Miller are making one, right? Oh no, they're not. Ryan Gosling's in one. I got the wrong Hail Mary squad.
Yeah, and Sean Levy.
Oh fuck yeah!
You
could have been
great.
They're gonna call it Space.
You were the
Bullet Train?
chosen one. That's me to
Um,
Ryan Gosling when he picked Sean Levy to work with. You were the chosen one.
He already worked with him, didn't he?
You were supposed to bring balance to the Force, not destroy it. You know,
You gotta be stopped, man. You gotta be stopped with the Star Wars thing.
my brain is broken. You were shocked when I had both Star Wars movies in my pantheon, and I'm like, what do you mean? Do you
I haven't
know me?
watched either one of those movies in over a decade.
They're both bangers.
Okay.
They're both. I think about them daily. I think.
Do we call Seattle the Supersonics when they come back?
Oh yeah. What about just the Sonics? What if you abbreviate? Cut the super. Cut the
What if we just
super
call them the
cleaner.
Supers? What's this just the Supers?
Yeah,
Yeah.
never. Yeah.
Do you know what their soccer team is called?
The Sounders.
Yeah. Do you know what sounding is?
I thought it was a reference to like the sound. Isn't there a sound that Seattle is on?
I have no idea, but like, I mean, there must be, but like, I just think of sounding when
Like
I hear
the
it, which
Lakers.
is when you put
I assumed it was like the Lakers. You know, it's
Sounding-
kind of vibe.
sounding is a sexual kink where you put a small metal rod up your dick hole. So that's what I think of whenever I hear of the soccer team's name.
Yeah, Seattle Sounders. I assumed it was like the Lakers. You know, there's not a lot of lakes in Los Angeles.
Yeah, you guys don't even have water.
Well, we do have water. It's just
Salinated.
polluted and salty.
Yeah. Yeah, there's
All
no
of our
Timberwolves.
lakes are man-made.
There's no Timberwolves in
reservoirs.
Minnesota. Timberwolves only exist in Game of Thrones, so.
No, that's a dire wolf, Adam. Were you a Game of Thrones guy?
I've read all the books. I've seen like 16 episodes of the show.
We're making this pod impossible for you to edit.
Don't worry, I won't.
All right, let's rattle off some basketball stuff here. Let's do it.
Well, real quick though. You bring back the Supersonics. Vegas, do you go with an Aces-based name? Hearts, clubs.
The Las Vegas Ace of Base.
The Las Vegas Ace of Base.
Yeah.
Ace Frehley. They could be the Ace
I
Frehleys.
saw the sign. I opened up my eyes. I saw the sign. No. I don't know, man. Why are we expanding again? Why
Money.
can't we just move New Orleans to Seattle?
Yeah, let's just move New Orleans to Seattle. Let's give the Lakers back to Minnesota. We'll have two teams in Minnesota.
Yeah, no, we'll put the Timberwolves in LA.
The Grizzlies are going to go to. By the way, this expansion is going to make the. There you go. Nashville's a good call.
Yeah.
This expansion, by the way, is probably going to turn the Timberwolves into an Eastern Conference team.
As they should be.
I agree. I'm all for that.
I'm like 90% certain that Minnesota is east of Dallas.
It might be. It's so far east. It's
Wait,
almost,
no. Memphis.
I was about to say it's almost as far east as Memphis.
Memphis is going to become the East team.
Well, there's going to be two East teams because Vegas and Seattle.
Oh, that's right. It's going to have to be two. Yeah, you're right. It is going to be Minnesota. Yeah,
Minnesota
absolutely.
and Memphis. So
Minnesota, Memphis.
Orlando's got to look forward to playing G.G. Wells and Anthony Edwards more often.
One of those guys I'm scared of.
I'm too scared of G.G. Wells. Or G.G. Jackson. I combine
Jackson.
Jalen Wells and G.G. Wells. God, I just called him G.G. Wells again.
Bill Simmons over here. Van Damme. Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah, you listened to the 1988 film draft day.
Yeah. We're so cooked, dude. We're not even potting anymore. We're just chatting.
We're talking about other podcasts mainly.
Look, okay, hang on. Let me rattle this off. You can cut all that stuff out. And here's
Thanks.
So turn the TikTok camera on. Look, okay, cool. We're expanding. Those teams are going to be terrible. You know.
Yeah, who's the best player on either one of those teams? Day one.
Jonathan Isaac.
I was going to say Lauri Markkanen, so same general idea.
Yeah, it's like you can only protect 8. You can protect 8 players on each team for the expansion draft. And at the end of the day, it's like.
So Alex,
think of who is the best 9th best player on a team.
Yeah.
That's your answer. That's the best player on any of those teams, or maybe whatever rookie they get if they get lucky in the lottery.
Harrison Barnes. Yeah, exactly. All right, here's a way we can save some time. Let's be quick about this one. Give me who your MVP pick is. Who's going to win and who should win?
Who's going to win is probably going to be SGA.
Mm-hmm. Minus 900 right now.
If this current streak continues through the end of the season, do we have to talk about Luka?
I was going to go Wemby.
Luka is playing out of his freaking gourd, man.
Yeah. Luka's been on a fucking tear recently. I
watched scoring.
I basically just watched the end of every Lakers game now because I'm like, well, it's the fourth quarter. Luka's going to put up like 27 points.
Yeah. Leads the league in scoring. Number 2 in PER. Good.
Pretty good.
To play defense, but you know.
Yeah, who needs it? Who needs it when you're going to outscore everyone?
He won MVP.
You know? His last 5 game totals: 40, 60, 33, 32, 43.
Jesus. Yeah. You know who actually leads the league in PER?
Jokic.
Yeah, Jokic. Do you know by how many points? Luka is number 2 at 33.
I'm going to say Jokic 39.
It's 41.
Damn.
That's so ridiculous, dude. That shows that PER is a little broken as a stat, where it's like if you put up a ton of counting stats, like PER will skyrocket, but it does show you just the kind of impact Jokic has.
PER's always favored big men, which makes the Luka thing a little impressive, but yeah.
Yeah, it rebounds are disproportionately effective in the stat.
You know what else I like about this 5 game spread? Talking about how Luka doesn't play defense and also doesn't need to. So like I said, those point totals 40, 60, 33, 32, 43. In those games individually, in that same order, he was a +2, +7, +10, +7, and +6. They won in a game that he scored 60 points. They won his minutes by 7 points.
I mean, listen, LA, he's just Kobeing out, you know?
Yeah, he's White Kobe. They should have a
He's
nickname for
White
that.
Kobe.
It's like White Mamba. No one's been named that before, right?
Yep. It's first time. Great thought, Adam. Very original.
By the way, I just once again to go back to our theme for this episode. Luka Doncic's nicknames, according to Basketball Reference: the Matador.
He's not Spanish.
Don't worry, it gets better from there. El Matador.
Oh, okay. The Matador. Yeah.
Cool Hand. Not Cool Hand Luke, not Cool Hand Luka, just Cool Hand. The Don, Wonder Boy, El Nino Marvila, Swaggy L, Luka Legend, Too Easy, Luka Magic. Have you ever heard him called literally any of those nicknames?
I've heard Luka Magic before. But they don't call him that. There was like they'll just refer to it as a thing that happens, like
Right.
Luka Magic.
I do
happening.
I think my favorite one there is El Matador because A, he's not Spanish, but it does really reflect his defense. So I think that's a lot of fun.
It's pretty funny. That is pretty funny. Speaking of nicknames, did you see that like George Gervin is like suing Caleb Williams?
Yeah. How does it feel to be a Caleb Williams fan? It seems stressful.
It's very stressful. Is he good? We don't know. He's at least fine. Yeah, I don't know. It's this is the problem with nicknames now. Is the second any sort of nickname happens organically, the player like pounces on it and is like, "Let me put it on T-shirts." Like I'm immediately trademarking this. This is mine. Like
Yeah.
I'm putting it on things, and you're just like, "No, let it be cool." The second
Yeah.
you acknowledge it, it's not cool.
Guess
like
what?
We love
Magic
calling
Johnson-
Caleb Williams Iceman.
Yeah,
Magic Johnson is a nickname.
Yeah, he didn't stop the Orlando Magic from being called the Orlando Magic.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, Caleb, why are you trademarking Iceman? Just let it happen. Like, what if he has no game-winning comebacks next year? You know, then can we see 2 seasons of the Iceman first before you trademark it?
If he has no game-winning comebacks next season, if they
Yeah,
lose
because we're
every
winning by
game,
40 every game.
if they lose every game, that's a 1-score game, right? Or they lose every game, they're down by 1 score in.
Yeah, sure.
Should he change his nickname to Goose?
Goose. Chiller. They call him the Chiller.
I was doing a Top Gun thing.
I know what you're doing.
I
I
see
see
Top
what you're
Gun
doing.
nickname. Yeah,
Goose dies, though, and that's
Yeah.
upsetting.
That is upsetting. Iceman dies too, though.
No, he doesn't. I mean, well, of old age, basically.
In real life, yeah.
Of cancer.
Yeah.
We all die.
other-
In that logic, like freaking Pete Maverick
dies. Yeah.
dies. Which
Eventually.
just hasn't happened yet.
The other candidate, the one that I mentioned, Victor Wembanyama. Currently sitting 24.2 points, 11.2 rebounds, 3 assists. Not the most impressive numbers. 28.5 PER. However, on the season, total blocks. Great. As soon as I said no one likes rate metrics, let me give you his blocks per game. 3.1 blocks a game, 1.1 steals
crazy.
a game. By the way, if he finished the season out at this rate, it would not be his best season for points or blocks. Can we possibly give him the MVP after he does not have his best season? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. You know?
I think there's an argument for should win. I don't think he will win because it feels very much like it's like the Oscars with Chalamet. It's like it's not your time yet, young man. You know.
Do you think we're going to remember the SGA era, or do you think like 40 years from now in our heads they'll just go Jokic to Wemby?
If SGA wins this year and then Wemby takes over starting next year, we will remember him like Hakeem, you know? Or you're like, it was just that weird 2-year stretch. And he was the best player for those 2 years, but then Wemby market corrected him.
Do you ever think of Westbrook as the best player in the league?
No, not once was he the best player in the league.
Not for literally a single game. There's not one game.
There's
where
not
Westbrook
one
is the best
game where I was like, yeah. The year he won MVP, I was like, I could think of 8 guys I'd rather have in one single game than Russell Westbrook.
Yes.
And I love Russell Westbrook. Don't get me wrong.
I'm a
I was
Westbrook
a kid I was a kid when the Thunder were good. I loved watching those teams. It was fun. But yeah, not old Russ. Not old Russ 22% from 3 Westbrook or whatever.
All right, I thought we were going to blow through that segment, and 5 minutes is pretty good for us. So
I could say so.
The other thing we need to talk about here, something that I pitched to you, we're going to do a little buy low, sell high.
And now, an hour into the pod,
an hour into the
our
pod.
main segment.
Our main segment, sell high, buy low, sell high. Just players and teams that we are either buying the dip or selling the peak. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah.
One of us should be a stock guy, I think. I think that would help the segment a lot. So do you want me the stock guy or should I be the stock guy?
I'd like to make some money, so I can try.
Okay. So from now on, Tyler Karkar is going to be the finance bro.
Yes. Stonks.
That's a meme I've never found funny and was literally the best delivery I've ever seen on that.
It's a meme that's only funny to say out loud.
That's great for memes because they're usually a visual format.
Yeah, I know.
So Tyler, you wanna lead off here? I got a pretty good one that I'm happy with at my top. If you wanna bat, what's the second batter called? Bat second. Bat Mookie Betts. Is Mookie Betts first or second?
Mookie Betts has been batting second.
So there you go. I'll be I don't know.
Yu
Darvish. I don't know who the fuck bats first for the Dodgers.
Shohei Ohtani.
I'll be Shohei Ohtani. I was born in Japan, so that does make sense.
It's only you and Shohei Ohtani, the only 2 people ever born in Japan.
Yeah,
you
not a
can't
lot of
prove
people know
otherwise.
that. Yeah. And if you try, I'll send Godzilla against you. I know him. I was born in Japan.
Yeah.
Me and Haas, we got that in common. One of my sell highs. How do you feel about a little bit of a LaMelo Ball? LaMelo Ball sell high.
I don't want to buy LaMelo because the stock is a little high. Yeah, it's more of a hold for me. Like I feel like I already had some stock. I missed the run. I maybe should have bought some more earlier in the season. But unfortunately, now is definitely you're not getting good value on your purchase now. So
that's why I'm going with the sell high. Here's the important thing with selling LaMelo Ball stock. The last 3 seasons, 36 games, 22 games, 47 games. This season, with 8 games, 10 games left for them, 63 games.
Mm-hmm.
Is this are we saying LaMelo Ball is now going to be a 70 game a season player, or is LaMelo Ball not the kind of guy who's going to play 70 games and had a pretty clean season? Now, he is shooting 40, 37, and 89, averaging 7.1 assists. He's not like a complete black hole on defense, but he's never going to make anywhere near an all defense team. It's more of an effort thing than an ability thing.
40% from the field is so tough.
Yeah, 40% from the field, not great. Guy likes to shoot floater 2-pointers that don't go in, but 37% from 3 on 9.9 shots, not bad. I don't trust his ability to stay healthy for a full season. I don't know if we're ever going to see these stats again because, the guy's had 2 seasons over 60 games in his career.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh boy, but even his stats are down. He was better last year.
Yeah, that's because he's had to be deferential because Brandon Miller turns out to be a good basketball player. Everyone knows. I mean, I don't even need to say it, but Moussa Diabate. That's who everyone's talking about. The Charlotte Hornets. Every time anyone makes the Charlotte Hornets, the first thing
fury.
The first thing that comes out of my mouth is Moussa Diabate. Obviously, Con Knipple is who we are joking about there. But they have good players on this team now, and
they sure do.
And as a result, he can be more deferential, which is a good role for him. I mean,
yeah, use his passing instead of it just being a highlight machine.
Which is exactly why his assists are down, but his turnovers are way down because he's now passing to people who are open and able to catch a basketball instead of dinking it off Chris Paul, who then turns around, grabs the ball, and goes in for a layup. But that's my first sell high. I'm selling high on LaMelo Ball. Any shares I have of LaMelo Ball, they're on sale. You can email me at tylercarcara@gmail.com to request a purchase of those shares.
I don't have that domain, so someone can take that if they want.
You're lucky I don't know your email because I fucking put it in the show notes. You best believe.
Okay. I have my next one.
Yeah, what's your next one?
My first one, I guess.
Your first one.
I'm selling high on Kawhi Leonard. That's
also
like,
a good one.
You're holding it, you're dusting off the stock. You're like, shit, I never sold this. I still have this sitting around, and and now you can sell it and like not take a total wash on it.
Yes.
Like it ticked up a little bit, and you're like, all right, bye, ship it off. I only took a moderate loss on it.
Yeah, like you bought, because of our age range, you bought Kawhi Leonard at like 60 a share. And then there were seasons when it was down to like
share, easy, 5.
13, 14 a share. And now
it just ticked up to 20. I'm selling.
Oh, I was gonna say like 50. Like it's
sure.
almost at the price you bought it at. Like it is a good Kawhi Leonard season. But now it's time to hammer that sell.
Yeah, now's the time. Now is the time to get out.
Once again, like 57 games. He's going to hit the 65 game threshold if he doesn't miss another game. The last time he played 65 games was in 23-24 when he played 68. Before that, you have to go all the way back to 2016 for him to hit 65 games.
This is like the equivalent of when you're playing blackjack and you're playing with a shoe that needs to be changed. You're not playing with the electronic card machine. And you went down a lot, and now you've worked your way back, and you've only lost like $10, and you're like a little under, but they're changing the shoe, and you're like, you know what? Now's the time for me to get out. I'm going to go get a drink. We're going to go wander around. Maybe I'll come back to this later.
That was absolutely a take by a guy who has been to Vegas one too many times.
I've been to Vegas 3 times.
I'm aware. Well, I thought you'd only been there once. I just remember the one time you went there and you were sending us pictures of like F1 cars.
That was the 3rd time, yeah.
So we should go to Vegas, is what you're saying.
We should go to Vegas.
Mike Regan at the Town Alone podcast has been sending me screenshots of him playing online poker.
Oh, God.
Not great. Not great for that guy.
The poker room in any casino is terrifying to me. It's so scary.
I just want to go in there and drink poison on purpose and have to Casino Royale myself outside.
Oh,
find
yeah.
The adrenaline,
you have to
stab myself
inject yourself.
Yeah.
And while at the same time, like defibrillating yourself.
I'm going to pay a guy there to chain me to a chair in the basement and shock my nuts.
That movie's so good.
Casino Royale rules.
So good. Casino Royale would only be improved if Skyfall, the song and the intro, were the intro of Casino Royale.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And if Javier Bardem and Mads Mikkelsen traded off playing the bad guy every scene.
Yes, that would be great.
But Kawhi Leonard, by the way, they haven't had a murder's row of teams they've played recently, but the show he put on against Milwaukee last Tuesday? What's today? Was it Wednesday or Tuesday? Anyways, the show he put on against Milwaukee, that guy played his fucking ass off in that game, and they blew him out of the water before he, rode the bench for the second half. But that was one of those like, oh no, I don't want to have to play the Clippers in the playoffs games.
Yeah, 100%.
They've kind of knocked the pants off all the good teams they've played recently, and then somehow lost games to Sacramento and New Orleans.
Absolutely.
Speaking of which, my buy low, one of my buy lows, my next buy low, my first buy low, some may see. The New Orleans Pelicans. Now,
oh God,
devotees of the show may remember that early on in the season, I was in on the Charlotte Hornets before anyone else, including Bill Simmons, who drove Con Knipple home. I was the Ryan Kalkbrenner
the greatest
guy.
moment in the history of podcasting.
I was all in on Kalkbrenner. I wanted to rename the show Talking Cock. Now, I'm all in on these New Orleans Pelicans. They're bad. It's their last year being bad. Zion Williamson has taken a complete backseat to the important players. Trey Murphy is about to hit his prime, has barely played recently, and probably shouldn't play much more. But they're about to get some of the older guys out of there. DeJounte Murray, probably its time is coming done there. DeAndre Jordan, who's hanging out on the roster. And then after that, they just got about two young guys who can fucking play some basketball. Derek Queen, Jeremiah Fears leading the squad. Trey Murphy and Herb Jones as the other guys in that core. I'm not saying that core is the 2018 Warriors, but the right year, Anthony Edwards moves to the Eastern Conference. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander retires to go farm maple syrup, whatever they do in Canada. Victor Wembanyama turns one of his ankles. Pelicans conference championship is now the question the next 4 years.
Yeah. Sure. Great stuff. This is like the Big Short. I need Margot Robbie in a bubble bath to explain to me why I should be buying the New Orleans Pelicans.
They're 3-3 in their last 6. They beat the Clippers twice in a row. Is that anything for you?
Yeah. Yep.
They're actually actively hurting their draft stock recently.
Yes.
Like, you could say if the Pelicans got AJ DeBanza, fuck, this team's gonna be something. But instead, they're gonna end up with the 7th pick, get that guy from Duke who doesn't want to play basketball or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're gonna just kind of end up back on the treadmill when Derek Queen is good, not great, or something.
I 100% agree with you on that.
But I'm buying low. I'm buying low on the sad sack. Currently, let me see where they are in the lottery odds. Currently, 8th and trading away their pick to Atlanta. New Orleans Pelicans. I forgot they were trading away their pick to Atlanta. Unprotected to Atlanta. Oh no! My investments.
My stonks.
They're ruined.
They're ruined. I'll never financially recover from this. I'll tell you who I'm buying low, and this is pure stock. This is pure stocks. This is because you know what? It can only go up. Wizards.
that is pure stocks. That is penny stocks. Yeah.
That's penny stocks. It can only go up. They win 40 games next year. That's a profit.
They win 20 games next year, and that's a profit.
That's right. It's not a big profit, but it's definitely a profit.
Now,
I actually like this team.
Because this is just Stockholm syndrome, man. You've just had to watch too many Wizards games. You understand that, right?
Fun. Come on, Bub
you don't like this team. You've just been bludgeoned over the head with this team.
I've watched so much Wizards this year.
You're just sitting here going, listen, 2028, Will Riley could make an international squad for Canada.
They kicked the shit out of the Jazz on Wednesday. Will Riley, 19 points. Will Riley, good. Jaden Hardy at 21.
Yeah, that was it. The big game. The big score in that game was Jaden Hardy, a guy who I was like,
Adam, there's someone named Leaky Black played 40 minutes.
I think Julian Reese had 22 points in that game too.
Do we need to bring back who he start for?
He could drop Leaky Black, and I could be like, that's not even a real person.
Leaky Black, that's not a real game. That's not his real name. That's a nickname.
Yeah,
but it is the name on the scoring sheet.
I
played for North Carolina for 5 years.
I'll give you buying low because there's limited cheaper stock. Maybe the Nets are the only cheaper stock to buy right now. I will, however, not give you that this Wizards team is fun.
You absolutely do not have to hand it to him. Julian Reese had 22 in one of the games we were supposed to watch, and I was like, Julian Reese, is he something? And I looked him up, and I'm like, nah, he's nothing. No, this is not a guy. This guy's not the next Nas Reed. He's a rookie. He's 22 years old. 12 points this season. He's averaging 12 points, 11 rebounds. 65% from the field. Your
personal hero, Leaky Black, by the way. He was drafted in 2024 or 2023. He played one season for Charlotte, 26 games, has not been in the NBA since, and played 7 games for the Wizards this year.
Sure.
His only nickname with Basketball Reference
on the Wizards now. Remember when he was a high draft pick? Wasn't he a high draft
Sharif
pick?
Cooper?
No, late second round. Never mind.
No, he wasn't a high draft pick.
He was a 5-star. That's right. He was a 5-star. He flamed out.
Yeah, you really grinding that high school tape?
I just recognize the name from somewhere.
I will give you this about the Wizards. Justin Champagnie might kill a guy at some point.
He might. Could we induct Champagnie into the All-NBA will kill a guy team with Isaiah Stewart and Draymond?
Isaiah Stewart, Moussa Diabate, Justin Champagnie.
Justin Champagnie.
Draymond
Who's
would
the guard?
kill a guy.
Who's the point guard?
Draymond would cut a guy's brakes and then plead no contest.
Sure. Who's the point guard on that team?
Oh.
Do we have any point guards who are trying to get into it with people?
Like I feel like back in the day, Rajon Rondo, maybe.
Yeah. Could we do Desmond Bain? Desmond Bain wants to start fights.
But Desmond Bain seems like a guy who like is really into UFC, and he tells his friends like, if I didn't play basketball, I'd be fighting in UFC.
He does seem like that kind of guy. It's because he's so ripped, you know.
Yeah, I think it's the shoulder.
He looks like he's always cutting. Like,
he does.
Desmond, why you're so dehydrated? You're cramping up on the floor. He's like, no, I gotta make weight.
I gotta make weight. It's like, you play basketball. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Hey, I got one on here. I want you to tell me if this is a buy high or sell high or buy low.
Yep.
I guess is this a sell high or sell low is a better question for this. I want nothing to do with Lauri Markkanen stock. I've had Lauri Markkanen stock. I've had it sitting around. It's been part of my portfolio. I want none of it. I would like to get rid of all my Lauri Markkanen stock.
I feel like you've broken even on it for sure.
Yeah, because I bought when he was on Chicago. I was a big Lauri Markkanen Chicago guy, and he's definitely like the stock improved from there. But I didn't sell, and now I want out. The guy doesn't want to get traded off this dog shit Jazz team. The Jazz don't want to trade him off this dog shit Jazz team. He hasn't played a playoff game in his fucking career. He plays 40 games a season, not because he's hurt, but because the team has to bench him to keep losing. Like, for his career, he's a 45% shooter from the floor, 37% from three. What's the last game he played this season? February 23rd. Last game he played against Houston.
Houston.
Houston?
You just have a weird accent. You know, you don't have an accent until you say the word Houston.
Houston. Yeah.
You say Houston.
Houston. That's because I'm from
like
Texas.
With a Y instead
I'm
of an
from
H.
Tejas, as we call it in Texas.
Tejas. Yeah, that's right. You're a Tejano.
Yeah. So I need you to tell me. Am I selling high or selling low on Lauri Markkanen?
I think you're breaking even. I think they're like you're like I have no. I think the stock makers are like, I guess we'll just take it back. I don't know, man. It's impossible to tell. You know, it's the Magic 8-Ball ask again later.
Yeah.
It's definitely not lower, but I don't know what about the last few years would have made it go up. When did you buy it? Did you buy it?
I bought it when it was on
Bulls?
Chicago. Yeah.
Okay, then it went up. Then it went up. You made a tidy little. You made a tidy little profit, like 4% margin, like very efficient, solid trading. You know,
like Warren Buffett's like that's how you trade, and I'm like I wish it could have been 7%.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's your next buy low, sell high?
I am buying low. I don't have to say it. I'm buying low on the New York Knicks. I think we're all out on the Knicks.
A team that we said we hate to watch.
I do hate to watch them. They will play deep into the second round of the playoffs. You know that they're that kind of team where everyone's like, God, I hate them. I don't want to watch them. They suck. We're gonna blow it up, and then they're like, check in Game 7 against the Celtics or whatever the fuck in round 2. You know.
Right, like everyone has been out on the Knicks basically all season.
The stock is artificially deflated, by just general mood, and you're like, I think
100%
once his quarterly returns actually come in,
Yeah, they played in the conference championship last year, and now they're just kind of coasting, and we're all like, oh, I don't know about this team. I don't know about this team. And you know what? They're probably gonna be pretty good because they've won 48 games already, and which gives them, by the way, the 4th best record in the NBA. They might end up being the 1 seed. They might end up being the 1 seed now that Cade has been hurt. Is anyone on this team going to make All-NBA? Is Brunson going to make All-NBA?
It would have to be Brunson, right? No one else is going to do it.
Is he one of the top 3 seeds? 26.2 points, 6.7 assists. Shooting 46, 37, 84.
What an excellent question. I'm going to say he probably will, just on name value. He's top 10 in scoring.
He's already played 65 games. He's
already played 65 games, 7 assists.
I will say,
not really jumping off the page, Jalen Brunson's numbers.
Here's what I will say about the Knicks. I don't give a fuck about Mikal Bridges' games played streak if he's only going to score 14 points after getting traded for 4 firsts.
Yeah. Is anybody a more disappointing trade where they're like good but not clearly below value for what you traded for him?
Yeah, people that don't know ball would say Rudy Gobert, but they're wrong.
Desmond Bane. He's exactly the guy that we got that we thought we were getting, and the Magic are still like, wish he was a little better, you know.
Mikal Bridges, by the way. I haven't watched any of their games in a while because they've played Charlotte yesterday, but I was busy. The Pelicans, the Wizards, Brooklyn, and Indiana are their last 5. Didn't watch any of those games. But
sure,
he has scored 14, 14, 14, 9, and 10.
Yeah.
Fuck's sake, Mikal, take some more shots.
Remember when this doesn't bode well for Michael Porter Jr. on whatever team he's on next. I think there's just one guy on the Nets who's like, yeah, you're getting 26 or whatever a night.
Hey, can I instead of doing any more Knicks analysis, can I give you one of my buy lows?
Yeah. We don't want to talk about that. I know it's like I was so reticent to bring up the Knicks because I don't want to talk about them anymore, but I am buying low.
I'm selling high. Michael Porter Jr.
Would you say that it's high?
I was the guy going into the season that said Denver lost that trade. I got cheap MPJ stock, man. After
I was there.
Steve
I got
Jobs.
washed by Cam Johnson. Cam Johnson, I'll never financially recover from how much Cam Johnson stock I had.
I got Apple after Steve Jobs left prices on Michael Porter Jr.
Yep.
And
So definitely.
You know what? I'm selling it. He 24.2 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, shooting 46, 36, 85 on the season. He is playing for a terrible team. He has not played in almost 3 weeks because he was scoring a little too much for them. I'm selling now, man. I don't care what kind of profit it is. It's not going to get better than this. I'm getting out. I'm getting out on the Michael Porter Jr. Hey, he's going to score 1,200 points in a season without Jokic ride. 24 points a game. 24 points a game. His previous high, 19.
It's pretty good. It's kind of what we expected following the 19-point per game season. They're like, oh, Michael Porter Jr., he'll only get better from here. And they were right. There's just a little gap.
Is there a thing you can do in the stock market where you bet a stock against another one?
I think yes, but I wouldn't know.
If I leveraged the price of Cam Johnson against the price of Michael Porter Jr. and just took the difference, I would be making so much money right now off of my preseason takes.
Yeah, I don't know that my takes I would be making very much money. Can I do one that's going to hurt you?
Yeah.
This is less of a sell high and more that I'm shorting a stock.
Uh-huh.
I'm shorting the Timberwolves.
This year or going forward?
This season.
Okay.
This playoffs.
I don't think that's a bad take. However, when they inevitably fucking sweep whatever random team they get in the first round like they have the last 2 years, and we're all like, oh, the Timberwolves are for real? Just remember, you're shorting.
Right now, brother, the Timberwolves have the Nuggets in the first round.
Yeah, I ain't scared of the fucking Cam Johnson-ass Nuggets.
Okay. This is a confidence from Adam. Confidence guy,
We beat them in 7 games when they were a better team on their home court.
Are you a better team than you were then?
We got Io
I don't know
DeSumo.
who you are. You got Io. That's right. How's that working out for you?
Julius Randle.
Remember when we talked about how good that Io trade was? How's that working out for you?
It's still been good. The
check in.
team just completely fell asleep at the wheel the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's my point is it seems like none of your guys want to play basketball.
No, they don't. They just want it to be the playoffs.
And instead of pretending they have an injury, they just don't show up. They just jog up and down the court.
That was the
They're
thing
just
about
running wind sprints.
That was the thing about the Timberwolves Rockets game when the Timberwolves came back, running a 15-0 run to win in overtime. It was Julius Randle and no one else because Gobert had fouled out, Naz Reid had fouled out, Anthony Edwards was injured, Io DeSumo got injured. So it was just fucking Julius Randle out there throwing it to Jean Beringer.
Jean Beringer. J. Pretty good. Jan Verenjay.
We like some Jan Verenjay here. You want to do one more each on the way out the door here, and then we'll get to our NBA Letterboxd stuff?
Yeah, let's do it.
I am buying low, and I understand I could have bought lower, and I missed out my chance. But I'm buying low on Ace Bailey. I'm selling all my Lauri Markkanen stock, using that money to buy Ace Bailey.
I like that. Yeah, you're shifting. You're shifting assets like Jerry Reinsdorf.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I like that.
I am completely Ace Bailey pilled because I've watched like 3 of his last 5 games. I watched the Washington game, the Toronto game, and the Milwaukee game. Oh, and the Minnesota game. I've watched 4 of his last 5 games. Minnesota game wasn't very good. But against Philly, 25 points on terrible shooting. But he took a lot of shots. But 25 points, gets to the line 8 times. Against Toronto, 8 for 8 from the stripe for 37 points. Against Milwaukee, 33 points on 19 3-pointer attempts.
Pretty good.
You know what I like? You know what I like, Tyler? I like a long guard.
Wow. Why don't you watch more of the Magic then? That's all we got.
You just have forwards pretending to be guards.
The longest guard of all.
The longest guard. That's my favorite Adam Sandler movie. Ace Bailey looks like someone took a normal-sized guard, grabbed one end of him, and just snapped him like a towel.
Sure.
Like, the middle of his body is normal guard size, and then he's got these limbs that just keep going on forever.
And it sure does.
I like me a long guard. He hits mid-rangers. I'm buying Ace Bailey. Yeah. Only 13.4 points on the season. Spent the first part of the season coming off the bench, but firmly a starter now. And you know what? I think he's here to stay. I think we got Ace Bailey here to stay.
I love to hear it. I like watching Ace Bailey. He's good. He's like better Lauri Markkanen. No, just kidding. He's not better than Lauri Markkanen, but he might be. Take the mystery box. What would you like? Who knows? It could even be Lauri Markkanen.
When this team is Isaiah Collier, Ace Bailey, Kyle Filipowski, Cody Williams, Keontae George, and Svi Mikhailuk, we're cooking that. We're cooking.
Yeah, that's gas. That's gas, dude. I've got one more for you.
Yeah.
NBA final odds. You know who the number one is? The Thunder. Yeah. I assume you said that. You know they are plus 135 to win the NBA title. That's absurd. I was thinking about buying low on the Boston Celtics to win the finals, but they have the second best odds at plus 550, so it doesn't feel like much of a buy low.
Right.
The number 2 seed Los Angeles Lakers plus 3,000. 10th best odds.
Jesus
I'm buying low.
Christ. Plus
I'm buying
3,000?
low. Plus 3,000. I'm buying low on the LA Lakers to win the NBA finals.
You know what? I don't hate that. The only question is,
I'd put $50 on that.
Put $50 on that. $50 to win. $50 at plus 3,000 odds. That's $50 to win $3.1 million.
That's not how that works.
I'm not going to do gambling math. Can LeBron play through all the playoffs, or is it better if he doesn't? Coming up next on First Take. Are you more of a like in your personal life? Do you see yourself more as a Luka Doncic or an Austin Reeves, or a Rui Hachimura?
I see myself as a DeAndre Ayton. A lot of promise, but no drive to get there.
I think our whole generation is a bunch of DeAndre Aytons.
Yeah, absolutely. DeAndre Ayton, the voice of a generation. Uh-oh. Not great, Jim.
DeAndre Ayton, the voice of a generation. Is just a great sentence.
Listen, Gen Z is just Gen X again, right? It's every other generation is like the previous generation.
Yeah.
thing,
So who's the Paul Thomas Anderson of Gen Z? Who's the guy that's going to speak to Gen Z and everyone else is going to go, really, that guy?
Maybe it's the Backrooms kid who's getting an A24 movie, the 19-year-old. Fucker
who made who made Bodies
videos. Oh yeah, that guy. I don't know. Listen, everyone's gonna be fine, Adam. Everyone's gonna be fine. This generation's gonna be fine. Everyone was like Gen X, the slacker generation.
It doesn't help they made a movie called Slacker, I suppose.
Yeah, exactly. What's Gen Z's slacker generation movie named after a indie movie? The Everything Everywhere All at Once generation.
The Everything Ever All at Once. That's not a bad one. The Everything Ever All at Once generation. I like that. I think we should run with that. I think that we should see if Basketball Reference will put that as the nickname.
For Gen Z.
For Gen Z. Yeah.
What is Gen Z's basketball reference page? What are we slashing?
What's their shooting percentage? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
All right. With
really
that,
high. So many threes. It's just LaMelo Ball's page.
Yeah. Yeah, for some reason their nickname's still El Matador. Why is that everywhere?
Matador, yeah, that's crazy.
With that, we have to get to our 2 final segments of our bi-week podcast. We need to talk our League Pass Letterboxd for the games we watched last week, the best and worst games. This week I propose we go in chronological order, starting with the Jazz versus the Bucks. The Bucks at Jazz on March 19th, a game in which the Jazz won 128 to 96 points. Tyler, what was your Letterboxd review for this game?
Give me a second. I got to pull up my notes.
Tyler did not have his notes up this whole podcast.
Bucks Jazz.
Going off the dome. Going off the dome the whole time.
Well, all my other notes were on my computer. These I take on my phone.
On the notes
Bucks
app.
Jazz. I gave this half a star, and the Letterboxd review is the first time I've regretted doing this podcast. It's getting rough, buddy. Like,
yeah.
I really do try to watch as much of these games as I can, but that one I got 5 minutes in. I'm like, I'm watching the extended recap. I'm sorry, I can't do the whole game.
I watched the whole game and I was just like, why am I doing this to myself? On Letterboxd, can you give something half a star?
Yeah, absolutely.
I might have to start breaking out some half stars.
Do it.
Yeah.
Let's see if have I ever given something a half a star? I feel like I have.
While you do that, I'll read mine. 1 star.
Yeah.
And my Letterboxd review is a question. Who's more upset at the end of this game? Doc Rivers or Danny Ainge?
Yeah, sure. Not Danny Ainge. They lost, didn't they? Oh,
No,
no,
the
they
Jazz
won. You're
won.
right. You're so
Yeah.
right.
Huh.
You're so right. 2 films I've given half a star to.
Okay, you want to give me a hint? Give me a hint before listing them off.
They're both they both have huge budgets. Neither of them are Marvel movies.
Neither of them are Marvel movies. They both have huge budgets.
One is yeah, go ahead.
Oh,
No,
one
no,
of them's
go ahead.
obviously Episode 9.
Nope.
Oh, really?
Mm-mm.
Solo?
Nope. No Star Wars.
No Star Wars. Doolittle.
One is a superhero movie.
Oh, Madam Web?
It is not Madam Web. It's Batman v Superman. I give half a star. The other film is Red One.
Didn't see Red One.
Red One.
Didn't see Red
Don't.
One.
Reprehensible.
Okay, there you go. I won't. Our next game, also on the 19th. Suns at Spurs. Final score, 101-100. The Spurs top the Suns on Victor Wembanyama free throws. Not free throws, a dunk. No, he jump shot. It was a jump shot. It was a jump shot. He hit a jump shot to win. What is your review of Suns at Spurs from March 19th?
4.5 stars.
Mm-hmm.
And my review is so at what point do the Suns take off the ankle weights? You know? Let them fly, you know? Like I feel like they're holding back, you know?
I love a good star player playing in a I broke my nose face mask.
Oh my god, it's the best.
Hannibal Lecter asked Devin Booker. Always a good time with that.
Yeah, Paolo had that for a while last year. It was great.
I feel like Devin Booker's had it multiple times. Devin Booker's got to stop breaking his face bones.
He
Otherwise,
sure does.
Otherwise,
a delicate
Kylie
little
Jenner's
face.
going to leave him.
Is he dating? Do you think he hangs out with Timothée Chalamet?
Yeah, you think that's why Timothée Chalamet is getting all of his like machismo from? He's like, I'm going to be just like my buddy Devin Booker.
Maybe. I think he's getting his machismo from the fact that he's like our the only young movie star in Hollywood.
Yeah, and also he grew up watching sports, and so he's just like, I'm going to do sports but movies.
Is that so bad? I don't get it.
No, I love it.
I
Every time he says shit, I'm like, yes, absolutely. He's like, no one watches ballet or opera, and I'm like, yeah, you're right, no one does. Fuck ballet and opera.
Right.
Yeah.
And then ballet's like, how dare you say this? And I'm like, tell me where he lied. There's something against ballet.
I can even tell you where to go see ballet. So fuck off ballet.
Yeah.
I give this 4 stars. My review. Hey, Rasheer Fleming, learn how to make a fucking free throw.
Yeah, he really blew them that one, huh?
Yeah. Guess what? Victor Wembanyama dunk doesn't suddenly win the game if you hit one of 2 free throws, Rasheer Fleming. Next up, the game that you insisted on having in here, Warriors at Hawks, the Jonathan Kuminga revenge game.
Oh yeah, I insisted.
The Hawks win 126-110. What is your review of this game?
Play the tape of Adam. Adam cut in the part where you're like, no, we gotta have the Jonathan Kuminga. Okay, it's gonna go right here. And and you guys just heard it, and that's it. Adam yelled that we had to have this game in here. And my review is 2 stars for the game. And I said, maybe Jonathan Kuminga can't stand the way Steve Kerr's cologne smells, so he only plays bad when they're in the same room.
It's a good take. It's a good analysis of what happened there. He doesn't like the smell.
Remember
of
that
Kerr.
stretch where Steve Kerr had like a health issue?
Yeah,
and missed some games.
What?
Yeah. What were Kuminga's numbers during that stretch?
I think that was before Kuminga was in the league.
Okay.
So probably really good though, because
he was killing it in the G League or whatever.
Yeah, he's doing great at fucking UTEP or whatever
Ignite.
he played.
No, he played as a G League guy.
He's an Ignite guy? I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I knew that. Yeah, I picture him in like a MAC-10 basketball conference.
Oh, yeah. You know when you're like, this guy played at BYU, and you're like, BYU has a good basketball program?
You mean AJ DeBansa? Is that who you're talking about?
Yegor Demon.
Well, I don't think Yegor Demon's a case for why BYU's got a good basketball program.
Good college player. I don't know what to tell you.
My review for this, 1.5 stars. Are we sure Jonathan Kuminga was at this game?
He played 22 minutes.
He had 2 points.
In 22 minutes. That's tough. Yeah. Yeah, not what you want to see from JK,
From a revenge game. He just doesn't
we can give him a name. We can give him a nickname. JK, he's just kidding.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Or is John Krasinski?
Get it on Basketball
one of the
Reference.
Two. Yeah.
Hey, Basketball Reference, I've got another one for you here. I'm doing prop comedy. I pulled my phone out.
And answering the phone bit hits every time, no matter what the answer is.
Yeah.
Our next game from the 22nd, Nets at Kings, which the Kings won 126-122. What's your review of this game, Tyler Carcara?
3 stars. Mm-hmm. Looks around surreptitiously. Is Max Renaud better than Sabonis?
Yeah, I had one that my review that one of these got left on the cutting room floor. But one of my reviews was going to be: is Maxine Renaud what happens if a mop makes a wish to become a real boy?
I'm doing the who's the Vince McMahon, and he's like crying. He's like, I can't do it.
Yeah.
That's how perfect that joke was, That's the meme.
You and I have been
that one.
You and I have been off by like half a star on all these because mine's 2.5 stars for this game. This is the movie Doza line of games. Nets vs. Kings allows Malik Monk to look like Michael Jordan, and I like that.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah. Malik Monk went fucking off. He's just like, he's dunking. He's hitting like runners in the lane. He's out racing bigs who are trying to guard him. I was like, is Malik Monk the best player in the league who could never, ever, ever, ever be a starter on a championship team?
Yeah, because that has to be a guy. So the answer is probably Malik Monk.
Yeah, I think Malik Monk might be the best guy who, like, if he is your 5th best guy, you have no shot at a championship.
Yes. Who's the best 5th player where you have no chance at a title?
Yeah, exactly. And our final game, Celtics at Thunder, which I'm still amazed was a League Pass game. Celtics at Thunder from the 25th. Final score 119-109. The Boston Celtics knock off the Oklahoma City Thunder. What is your review of this game, Tyler Carcara?
I gave this one 3.5 stars.
Mm-hmm.
And I said that Jason Tatum needs to be investigated.
You've been big on the investigations this episode.
Yeah, I just want to get in there, poke around.
Yeah, see what's going on.
Sorry.
You start playing a video over there?
Yeah, well, I was on the ESPN page for this game, and they just wanted to tell me about some investment portfolio thing. ESPN just trying to.
Did they hear our stock up, stock down segment? No, wait,
Yeah,
that wasn't what we did.
it.
We did buying and selling. I did the wrong stocks.
But you know who led this game in plus minus?
Give me a team and I'll try to guess.
It was one player on the Celtics because they won.
It was a player on the Celtics. Yeah. I'm going to go with plus minus God Peyton Pritchard.
It was Peyton Pritchard.
Yeah.
But he was tied, both plus 11. Two guys were plus 11 on the Celtics with Baylor Shireman. Should we worry about the Thunder's bench?
You mean how they have like 11 guys that can play on a championship team?
Yeah, but their bench is getting run off the floor by Peyton Pritchard and Baylor Shireman.
Peyton Pritchard's like third in the league in plus minus, and I cannot explain it.
It's because maybe he's the best player. If he's your fifth best player, you'll never win a title.
Is he not the Celtics' fifth best player? Who would you put ahead of him? Tatum, Brown, Derek White.
Oh, he might be the fourth best player on the Celtics.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You're right. He might be the fourth best player on the Celtics. He's better than Neemias Queta. He's better than Sam Hauser, who are their other starters.
Yeah.
You're right.
So,
huh? I guess I was wrong.
Maybe we should sell on the Boston Celtics championship odds. The stock you just bought a few minutes ago.
Yeah, maybe.
My review
I
for
bought
the
Lakers, remember?
You bought the Lakers. That's right. You didn't buy the Celtics because they were not long enough odds. 3.5 stars. Only one we lined up on. Free throw. Hold on. Tanking is the problem with the NBA.
You're so right. You know, Adam, when you're right, you're right. And I think about that in terms of like when I have sports on. Mm-hmm. I can usually judge the quality of the product of how long Claire, when she wanders into the room, will stand and like watch it over my shoulder for a minute.
Right.
And her eyes just glance off of basketball. She's like, it's just because like a free throw happens. She's like, okay, I'm not interested anymore. And walks away.
Free throws are
F1, she might watch for a couple minutes. Football, she might watch a quarter, just hang out with me or whatever. Basketball, gone instantly.
Yeah.
You know, the pacing is just too staccato.
The NFL has figured out that in between plays, you like show highlights or you show like someone in the crowd getting a hand job or whatever they show. The NBA is. Okay. What's up?
I was just saying in the NFL, you could just show replays.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You can just show replays of the previous play because the play itself is so complicated that you can like draw lines on it and be like, here's the crazy thing that just happened to get this runner and get a 5-yard run.
Right.
And then you go, okay, time for the next play.
And they you know, it's a good balance. I would say they show the huddle like 30 to 40% of the plays. But then a lot of the times they'll show like a replay and they'll come back and everyone's getting lined up. The NBA is like, well, we have to show every second of the free throws. We can't cut away.
Yeah, we got to see him high five all the guys, you know?
Yeah. And free throws are just wasted time. I've never been watching free throws and thought, I'm really locked in for the pre-free throw animation.
Unless the free throws are to win the game in the final 2 minutes. I'm not interested.
That should be their version of red zone. It should be free throw zone. Where it only cuts to games with important free throws.
NBA red zone would be great. That's the other trick of the NFL is all the games happen at the same time, so everyone just blocks off those days of their schedule. The NBA, it's like, games are kind of always happening.
The NHL twice a year has like a pass-around show or throw-on show that's a lot of fun. It's fun to watch the good parts of all the games and not the bad parts.
Indeed.
But with that, we have to figure out our League Pass games for the next 2 weeks. And as always, I have 10 candidates for you, and you can tell me which ones we're watching and which ones we aren't watching here. I'll start with my best games, and then we'll go with the worst games after that. Spoiler alert, the worst games are comprised of like 4 teams. But our best games are best games. On the 29th, 2 days from today, Celtics at Hornets.
I do have this one, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like as we get closer to the end of the season, a lot of them are going to line up. Here's one you won't have. On the 31st, the Cleveland Cavaliers are at the Los Angeles Lakers. I didn't think so. You hate the Cavs.
I don't like watching the Cavs.
April 2nd, Spurs at Clippers.
I don't have this one either. I don't think the Clippers are very fun to watch. I know it's fun to watch Kawhi or whatever, but
there's also time when Kawhi's not on the court. Yeah.
Yeah.
On the 7th, Thunder at Lakers. Somehow on League Pass.
That one's on League Pass? I didn't have that one written down. I just assumed that was national TV.
Yeah, I did the same thing. I like double checked it.
Okay, yeah, put it on there.
Yeah, I'm gonna check that a third time now because I'm like, how the fuck is this on League Pass? Yeah, it's on fucking League Pass. How did this happen? That's my question for the people at home.
You know, Hornets Celtics play again on the 7th that same day.
Yeah, I have it written down there again too. But I figured, I figured we just go with one of them. We can go with both if you want.
Listen, I will not be watching either of those games live. I work Tuesday night, so.
My last game I had written down, though, was Thunder's Clippers on the 8th.
I didn't have Thunder Clippers.
Okay. Well, let's see how many bad games we have, and if worst case scenario, we can circle back and add in the second Hornets Celtics game.
Heard.
Our worst games. My first one I have down. Tonight, Wizards at Warriors. First appearance
I
of
don't
the
have
Warriors.
that one. I don't have
First
that
appearance
one.
of the Warriors on the bad games list. They're
Warriors
pretty bad.
is a good call. You know, the Warriors are a team that I just haven't thought about in 2 months.
Yeah. They're going to be in the fucking
Interesting.
play-in. And I'm like, I don't want to watch a second of this team without Steph Curry there.
That's right.
On the 29th.
Moses Moody out for 2 years. You see that?
2 years?
Yeah,
I
he
did
got
not
some
see that.
crazy leg injury.
Yeah, I saw the leg injury. I didn't know it was going to be 2 years. My God.
Yeah.
That's brutal. That's Gabriel Landeskog stuff. Kings at Nets. Kings at Nets on the 29th.
Kings at Nets on the 29th. I really want to say no, but I mean, how can you not?
Yeah, at this point. Pacers at Bulls, April 1st.
That was the one I had circled. I'm interested in that one as a bad game.
Yeah. Wizards at Nets, April 5th.
Again, I feel like I wish I could argue. It's like, take me away, Mr. Policeman, you know?
And finally, I have Grizzlies at Bucks on April 5th.
I like watching the Grizzlies.
Okay. At least save us from that. And Giannis might be back for that one, too. So, if he comes back at all this season. So, our games. Celtics at Hornets on the 29th. Thunder at Lakers on the 7th. Kings at Nets on the 29th. Pacers at Bulls on the 1st. And Wizards at Nets on the 5th.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, we get to watch your beloved fucking Washington Wizards again. What team do you think you've seen the second most games of this year behind the Magic?
Wizards.
Is it the Wizards?
It's
gotta be the
easy
Wizards.
because the Wizards
Yeah.
play the Magic a lot too, so I've seen them play the Magic a lot.
My God. It really is Stockholm Syndrome with you.
Yeah.
You've just seen him too many times.
Am I in the 99th percentile of people watching Wizards games? Maybe.
How many games do you think
Maybe.
you've seen of the Wizards?
At least 6.
You might be in
At
the 100th
least.
percentile. All right, Tyler, that's all I got. Any last notes you got for us?
I got nothing.
You got any plugs?
Check out my Letterboxd, T. Karkara. We're dropping hot takes on Star Wars. I don't know. I got
I
nothing.
don't know if we're dropping hot takes on Star Wars. You're dropping I feel things when I watch Star Wars on Star Wars.
Yes. I'm talking about how much I love Star Wars.
You can follow me at my socials. They're going to be in the show notes. We live stream twice a week on our second channel. Yesterday we did another Silent Hill F stream, getting towards the end of our second playthrough of that game. On Sunday, let me see if I can convince Tyler to tune in. We play Pajama Sam.
Oh no, I
speedruns.
have to go to the bathroom. I've been holding it this whole time. Oh no.
That's a good bit. We do some other speedruns on there. It's not important. If you want to tune in, you like listening to Mike and I, tune in. It's a lot of fun. You can check out this podcast on Mondays and Wednesdays going through the rest of the season with our TAP, which is our football podcast, and our other basket, our hockey podcast, which we are now doing weekly. And you can check out everything else we do on Talonone.com. And you can email us, talononepodcast@gmail.com. Say something mean about Tyler, and I'll read it on the next episode, because he's not going to hear this, so he doesn't know what I'm saying. And since Tyler is not here, and it is only me here right now, allow me to read you John Konchar's nicknames on Basketball Reference. He has one and one alone. His nickname is simply Jitty. Jitty Konchar. With that, we're going to get out of here.